Hey guys, Al Perhax, and welcome to this kind of a question and answer session, but it's kind of a I'm going to answer some of your questions that you sent to me because I sent an email to you earlier in the week that said, "Can you help me? I need your help," that kind of thing. And the fact of the matter is, I got a lot of great feedback, and there were a lot of common themes. And I'm going to go through some of the emails. So if your email's there, I'm not going to mention your name, but you'll know if this is one of your emails. And this is designed to give you some training, some guidance. I'm going to lead you into directions that you can take. Now, if you don't take those directions, well, that's totally up to you, and you'll deal with the consequences. But let's start with the first one. I want to learn how to focus more on my goal and manifest it. Having to battle breast cancer and being a single mother has held me back from achieving my goal of getting my nonprofit organization off the ground. Not easy doing it alone. Well, there's a lot of people that do it alone, and it's not easy. But what you need to do is, I think the key word that you said there is focus. You need to focus. You need to focus on your goal. I've still got free my manifesto, the Mind Force Manifesto, which goes into the 6 powerful laws of the mind. If you haven't already read that and embraced it and implemented the strategies in there, then you're wasting your time, and you probably should leave this session right now because you're not focusing. You need to get a singularity of focus. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that you have to be focused 24/7? It can. However, if you can focus yourself in periods of time, an hour at a time, 15 minutes at a time, 20 minutes at a time, that's all what it's about. That's what meditation is about. So yeah, it's not easy. But what you're doing is you're allowing your circumstances to delay you from your goal. If you really want to start a nonprofit organization, start it today. Start it tomorrow. Today's really the best time. Get it in motion now. Because once you set it in motion, you'll start to get the momentum that you need to go forward. So take action now, and I promise you, you're going to be very, very happy about that. Next one, I'm homeless. Want to have a good house to convert it to home. I want good health. I would love to have money and wealth flowing in my life. I want to contribute to this beautiful world with my work. Money is the area. So again, common concept is lack, is homelessness. How do you become homeless? I've never been homeless, so I can't speak to that. So I'm going to tell you what the observations that I would have is you've got to ask yourself the questions, why am I homeless? And then how do I get myself out of this situation? Is it education? Is it job? Is it some other issue that's holding you back? You need to answer those questions, and then once you answer the question, you need to move forward. Plain and simple. You cannot get where you're going staying where you're at. Now, does that mean that if you're homeless today that you won't be homeless tomorrow? No, that's not what it means. But it means you've got to propel yourself forward. You've got to ask yourself the questions. And you've got to give yourself the answers, the honest answers. And then you can move forward. And the guidance is that you say you can give very little in return. So essentially what this person is asking is if I give you something that you'll appreciate it. And that's not always true, because I've given out many courses, thousands and thousands of dollars of courses to people. And you know what's funny is a lot of those people never even contacted me again after I gave them what they asked for. I have no idea if they applied it. I imagine they didn't because they never contacted me back. Anytime you get something for free, it hurts you. So if the government gives you something free, it hurts you. A handout is always hurting you. A hand up is helping you. So I'm going to give you a hand up, and that is this, is that there's no lack of knowledge out there in this world. Now, obviously, I have specific, I believe, high performance knowledge in a certain area, but guess what? You can go to the library, wherever you're at, and you can learn. And if you don't have an education, that's the first thing you need to do. And when I mean that, I mean a basic level education. And then you need to move from there. What do you need to do? Now, you might need to have, there might be a distance between where you are to where you're going to go, but that's okay. You've got to start pushing forward. This call will be what you need to hear. However, many of you will not like what I say because it's not the easy route. There is no easy route in some of these things. And this is a very bad thing. Good health. Good health is something that you decide first in your mind and then you manifest it in your body. But when you say good health, I don't know what that means because it means different things to me as it does to you. But I can tell you how I feel about good health. Good health comprises of fitness, diet, mental health, eating the right foods, staying away from the wrong things. And that could be anything from drugs, alcohol, and so on and so forth. Not to say that I don't use alcohol, because I do. I have beers, I have drinks, no question about it. But everything in moderation is the key here. And hopefully that helped you. Here's another one. I need more money. I need a new car. And I need to move out of New York. So, take action. You've got to take action. You need more money, get a job. Get 2 jobs. Get 3 jobs. Back in when I was 20, I got married when I was 24. And by the time I was 25 or 26, I had 3 kids. So I was the breadwinner in my family. My wife was taking care of my children. And I worked 2 or 3 jobs at a time. And believe me, back in those days, they were not high-paying jobs. I was working like peasant jobs just to pay the bills. And in fact, I wasn't even paying the bills. I was probably getting more in debt because I had some credit cards and I was putting things on credit cards. But I wasn't lazy, and I knew and I was responsible enough that I needed to take care of my family. So you get as many jobs as you can handle. And you get focused and do what it takes in order to make that happen. Because I got focused and I started learning. Again, here's the key. Specialized knowledge. If you can gain specialized knowledge, you become better than people that have non-specialized knowledge or generic knowledge. Because now you're good at one thing. Now, it might take you some time to get there. But again, you've got to focus. And that's what I did. I focused. And I got specialized knowledge. What did I get specialized knowledge in? I started learning about computers. I started learning about software. I didn't know anything about it. But I got a job based on my persistence and my ability to not quit. And that was the catalyst. I had people help me. That was also a catalyst. So again, get people involved that are local to you. Ask for help. Go to, if you live in the United States, there's no lack of services where you can say to somebody, listen, I need a better job. I need to get a car. I need to do all these things. How can I do that? What's the best path for me? You can get people that can guide you for free. Take that information and run with it. Just like I'm giving you the information. Hopefully you'll run with it. And these are people that weren't even really, because the question was, what's your biggest goal with Mind Force and Chi for the next 30, 60, 90 days or the year, right? 30 days, this is the next one. 30 days, remove negative energy and thoughts. So how are you going to remove these negative energies and thoughts? Again, go to the Mind Force Manifesto. It's free right now. You can get it for free on my site. And if you're watching this after it's no longer free, well, that's it's still cheap, right? So you can still get it and you can still learn a whole bunch of stuff. But remove negative energy and thoughts. Remove it like this. Remove it. Block it. Like that. If you continue to think that you have negative energies and thoughts, you will. You've got to make the decision. I'm removing them now. I'm pulling them out of the body. And using your body as this energy mechanism, you pull this negative energy out. And you send the energy into wherever, a corner, the sewer, the abyss. Remove it from your life. Make that decision. In 60 days, gain a consistent repetition of meditating with ease. Exactly. So, today, you do your first meditation. Even if it's only 5 minutes, you do your first meditation. And then you mark off on the calendar that 60 days. And you get that repetition every day, even if it's only for 5 minutes. Of course, hopefully you'll build up from there. 5 minutes, and then 6 minutes, and then 7 minutes. Hey, everybody has a phone, right? Everybody has a phone, usually like this. and it usually has a timer on it. Set the timer. If you don't have a phone with a timer or something that you can do a timer, then just use the best ability you can looking at a clock or whatever. All right. 90 days, all fears and obstacles removed, gaining financial stability for my family in the future. So here's the deal. Your fears will not be removed in 90 days. In fact, your fears will probably still be actively haunting you. Action cures fear. You need to take the fear and you need to remove it to the side. It'll take ongoing repetition for those fears to subside. I still have fears, but I block them. I remove them. I take action to get away from the fear. Gaining financial stability, again, you'll notice a thread in a lot of these emails is the financial stability. Go to the webinars I've done, go to the free information I've provided for you, and go for it. Now, coaching program that I'll be coming out with is not going to be cheap. Okay, it's not going to be something that everybody can do, but I'm going to give you information right now that can help you immediately. And that's what this is. This is immediate help. If I was sitting with you, this is it. It's kind of like 5-minute questions, right? I'm going to give you the best answers I can in the shortest amount of time. You can remove all those fears and obstacles. You can move them to the side. It's kind of like you're walking in a place and there's a lot of people in front of you. Those people are those fears. You just ask them, please move to the side. Please move to the side. And what that is, that's the action. That's the visualization of you getting rid of those fears or moving those fears to the side. You see all those people standing in front of you. Those are your fears. You don't necessarily have to get rid of those people. You don't have to make them disappear. Just move them to the side. Okay? And that's the action that you're taking to do that. And the gaining financial stability is, again, thinking about it. How can I gain better financial stability? Do I need a different job? Do I need another job? Do I need 3 jobs? I know plenty of people that have 3 jobs. I've had 3 jobs at times. I remember one, probably 2 years solid, I did not take a day off with the exception of like major holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter. I think those were the only times I ever took off in like a 2-year stretch because I was working. And I was working menial jobs. It wasn't, I was working my business where I'm making a lot of money. I'm making minimum wage just to pay my family. But guess what? You do what you got to do. And you expose yourself to the possibilities of other things and you make yourself open to them so that I could slide into the next opportunity that came about. So yeah, it wasn't easy, but it's what you need to do. What are the 3 biggest things that have held you back? Now, I may not be able to get through all of these because there's a lot. But what are the 3 biggest things that held you back? And this is what this person said. Money, lack of connections or resources, dependability from my vehicle. So here's the deal. You've got to get the money thing straightened out. You've got to understand your relationship with money. There's a book out there you can buy for probably $10 called Money is My Friend. If you want to email me, I'd be happy to send you some resources along those lines. But you got to understand your relationship with money. That money's just a tool. Don't make it so difficult. That doesn't mean I'm saying you're going to be a millionaire or I'm just saying don't make it so difficult. Figure out the money situation. Of course, it depends which country you're in too, because some countries it's easier to make money than others. Education's a factor. If you don't have education, you need to educate yourself. And you need to put yourself on a game plan to get money. The law of attraction works, but you've got to work inside the law of attraction. Money very rarely just comes from nowhere. All the money that I get comes from action that I take that benefit other people, that allows me to assist individuals, to add value. It doesn't just come free, right? That's not a reality. That's gambling. That's a lottery. And if you research that, you know that doesn't work very well. Okay. Lack of connection or resources. So how do you get connections if you don't have any? You got to start putting yourself in the place where people are that have connections. You want to get better at something? You go out in your community and you start finding out where people are or where you want to be. There's websites like Meetup. There's other types of websites that you can go to and you can find out where people are congregating that can uplift you. You can go to churches. You can go to business groups. I remember when I was unemployed back 20 years ago, I found a group in Princeton, New Jersey that was called Job Seekers. And it was a group that met every week. And we talked about how to get a job. And they gave you definite steps to do. And it was very helpful for me at that particular time. And I made contacts as a result of that. So again, that's how you're going to make your connections. It's not like you're going to walk in a room and you're going to find, a wealthy Tony Robbins, Donald Trump, or somebody like that. It's not going to happen. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But the fact is, you got to put yourself in the line. And the other thing is, you got to learn how to act as if. So if you want to be successful in any area of your life, you got to dress the part. You got to look the part. So if you don't look the part, if you are wearing t-shirts and jeans all the time, don't expect to be able to attract successful people to you. Not that there's anything wrong with t-shirts and jeans, because I wear them a lot. But if you're looking to attract people, you got to up your dress a little bit. You got to put that attitude out there that you are a person of value. And then, the dependability of your vehicle all comes back to that money. If I did not have a dependable vehicle, and that has been the case for me at times, I remember I went to my brother one time and I said, hey, if you're going to sell that car, don't sell it. Give it to me. I'll pay the payments on it. And I did that when my credit was terrible, because I went through bankruptcy many years ago. And so I couldn't just go finance a car. And then after building up my credit again, I was able to do that. But, you got to do what you got to do. You find somebody that can sell you a car on the cheap. You save up your money. You got to learn to save your money. You got to learn to store that money so that you can use it. So hopefully that helped. And I'm trying to blaze through this stuff. Money is the same old thing. I have to pay this and that. By the end of the year, I would like to be much better off. Okay. So again, money. It's a thing that challenges people because they let it run their life. The lack of money. Again, go back to the Mind Force Manifesto. Watch the webinars that I've done. Even though in those webinars I'm offering to sell you something in the end, I provide incredible value before that time comes. I don't expect everyone. Do you realize that for every person that comes to my website, about 2% will ever purchase something from my website? And I'm okay with that. I know that's the way it is. In fact, 2% is a high number. It really is. Now, take that 2% and understand that from the perspective of everything that you do. Is that if you understand that 2% is your number, then you just have to get more numbers, right? Does that make sense? That's how you go through life, is you figure out where your numbers are. So if you don't have money, you got to figure out why. Why don't I have money? There's only a couple reasons why you don't have money. Number one, you don't have a good job. Number two is you don't have an education. Those are really the only two reasons. Or you're lazy, or third, lazy, right? It doesn't really matter. There's people that come over to the United States, which is where I live, that are broke, almost homeless. They don't have anything, and they come over and they make something of themselves. How do they do that? Because they're focused on the opportunity and the dream, not focused on the obstacles or the fears, like we talked about in the last one. So again, you want more money? Focus on it. What can you do now? Not wishing for something, but right today. Stop listening to me right now and go make a plan and make it happen. Okay? Okay. The flow of fate is stopping me from progressing. I'm experiencing what it's like to be trapped in reality while my soul soars in the infinite realm of dreams. Even if I did wake up, I reject the opportunity to make those possibilities and shut myself in. I'm an idiot that gives up even if I tried, thinking that everything is jumbled up. So he says, I guess I fear the consequences to imbalance something that can't be balanced. Well, I'm stuck with this. I can't be of help when I can't overcome such issues. Well, you can't overcome these issues because you're allowing yourself to stay in those issues. You know, I can't tell if this is a man or a woman, but either way, man up or woman up and make a decision that you're going to get on with your life and you're going to make things happen. You can progress. You can make a difference, but you have to take action. You're not trapped in anything. Fate has not stopped you from anything unless you allow it to. People that say that, I'm just unlucky or I was born in the wrong family, so what? That's another question you've got to ask yourself. So what? I'm in this situation, so what? Let's change. Let's make a difference. It's not a matter of saying, I've got this bad flow of fate. Forget that nonsense. You create your own energy. You take the energy in your body, your mind, and your spirit, and you create it. You create it from this day forward, how strong, how powerful, how magical you want it to be. I don't care what anybody told you, you are a controller. So become a controller, act like it, and make it happen. Don't talk about the realm of dreams. This is somebody that sounds like they don't want to be on this earth anymore. That's sad. Wake up, man up, woman up, and take action today. Sorry, I'm a little bit, but I really want to help people, but I don't want them to persist in these things. My lack of motivation dulls my edge and thus pours water on my inner fire. Again, do you understand the language that these people are using? And I don't know these people. These are people from my list that are sharing, which I love. However, your words have power. And when you say things like, my lack of motivation dulls my edge and thus pours water on my inner fire, of course it does. When you talk like that, it is going to dull you. I'm a motivated dude. I'm always going to be motivated. I'm never going to let anything dull my edge. And if it does, I'll never let you know about it. How about that? That's the way you have to be. In your mind, you have to say to yourself, I'm motivated. So what motivates you? That's really what it comes down to. A motive is the thing that motivates you, right? If you've ever watched a crime drama and somebody's murdered or there's a crime committed, the first thing they talk about is what's the motive. By the way, this is not a vodka bottle, it's a water bottle. And, what is the motive behind the crime? What's the motive behind your success? Because that's what's going to propel you to move forward. Don't let anything pour water on your fire. You're saying that, I appreciate it, because you're looking for guidance, you're looking for help. Stop it right now. Today's the day you forget that water on the fire. You take that fire and you keep it burning. And you find ways to motivate yourself. Nobody needs to motivate you. You need to motivate yourself. Motivation is internal to you. If you want to be successful, if you want to get out of your rut, that's what you need to do. Here's another one. To have wealth and abundance, and then lack of finance, lack of ideas, and lack of confidence. Again, have wealth. Everybody wants wealth and abundance. I don't know of anybody that doesn't. And some people that don't have it, they focus on it so much, and they think that it's going to happen by free. Here's the thing. Find out what champions do. And when I say champions, I mean people that are successful in an area. Professionals. Read autobiographies. Read biographies of successful people. Find out the harsh things that they've had to go through in order to get where they got. And then you'll understand it's not always easy. And that your situation is just like somebody else's. The lack of finance, lack of ideas, lack of confidence. Lack of ideas, you know what lack of ideas is? Is the fact that you're not working at it. You want ideas? I learned from a guy a couple years ago. He said every day write out 10 to 20 ideas off the top of your head. Every day, 10, 20 ideas. Every day. And over time, it allows your mind to start getting used to ideas. Now, in the beginning, the ideas might be total crap. It's okay. Because you're going to do it every day, just like an exercise routine. Your first day, total crap. First time you meditate, you can't even stay awake. First time you meditate, you're fidgeting around. First time you do a Qigong exercise and trying to get the Qi flowing, doesn't work. It's okay. Every day. Focus. I call it focus and crush. Focus on what you need to do and crush your goals. That's what you need to do, my friend. Lack of finance comes down to a lack of plan of action and focus. Very simple. You can get out of your financial situation within several months if you'll focus on it. That means you got to get 2 or 3 jobs. You start creatively thinking of how to get better at it, and you make it happen. And you get guidance from people. And you change yourself within and without. All right. So let's see the next one. Let's see is... Okay, so this one says, person wants to master their mind powers and develop it to the point where I can move objects and easy to shield anyone from a harmful bomb blast or whatever, bullets. And here's the thing. You want to be able to master your mind power where you can, I show that you can move objects. Heavy objects takes a lot more, again, focused intent. You'll never get there unless you put in the flight time. Now, the second part of the question is, the biggest thing that's stopping this person is money procrastination and making excuses. So that's the reason why you're not getting where you need to go. Money's the least of them. Procrastination and making excuses is number 1. Stop making excuses. Act now. Am I trying to sell you something? No. Because, like I said, about 2% of the people that come to my website will ever buy anything from me, and that's fine. But what I'm saying is if you want to take action now. Stop making excuses. Forget procrastination. Procrastination is something that you used to do. Not now. Get started now. Do what you have to do. Get focused. Get training. Get up and meditate. Get up and do your Qi. That's how it's going to happen, buddy. All right. 2. The next one is whatever I need to do. That's his answer. And then exhaustion, lack of motivation, constantly being pushed to the edge emotionally. Again, that's why this person doesn't have an answer for the first question, which is what do you want to accomplish in the next 30, 60, 90 days, whatever I need to do. Whenever you say need, it is a bad word because it implies that it's something that is put upon you. It's something you want to do. What do you want to do in the next 30, 60, 90 days? Exhaustion. Why do you have exhaustion? Because your energy is terrible. Build up your energy both mentally and physically and you're going to feel better. That's the way it is. That's going to increase your motivation. And as far as constantly being pushed to the edge emotionally, my question to you is, what does that mean? And how are you being pushed to the edge emotionally? Is it because of somebody that you're in a relationship with? You got to ask your question, why is this happening? How do I change it? What are the action steps in order to make it happen? People get exhausted because they do not allow themselves the ability to power up. You got to be able to power up. I'm teaching you with these mind methods, mind force methods, and Qi training methods to be able to power yourself up both physically and mentally. And if you're not doing some type of exercises to power up mentally and physically, then you're wasting your time. You really are wasting your time. And you'll never get there. Make a decision today to get there and stop messing around. Okay, I want to develop the love inside and outside. My blocks are lack of clarity, lack of courage, and poverty. Again, poverty is a word that you should never use. Even if you have less money, less abundance than someone else, don't ever say you're poor or in poverty. Because again, it gives the mindset to yourself that you're impoverished. Now, I don't know if you're in the United States or maybe in another country. I really can't tell. But you've got to get the mindset. You've got to get outside of that mindset. And you've got to start focusing again on what people that are successful do. And again, when I say successful, if you're not earning the kind of money, if you're not where you want to be financially, I'm not saying you need to be earning, $1 million. Like I said, I use that as a number, but it's not even, it doesn't matter. What matters is you move from where you are and you focus on where you need to be. Step by step, incrementally, you can grow to wherever you need to be, and whatever that is in your particular situation. You already can have the love inside and outside. You just have to make the decision to do that. If somebody doesn't love you back, that's their issue, not yours. Oftentimes I get people saying they're in a relationship where they're giving all the love and the person's not giving them the love back. Well, that's not your problem, that's their problem. They're the ones that are missing out in that situation. And then you can make a decision if you need to stay in that situation or not. Again, these are tough questions. I didn't anticipate that they would be so, because I can feel the energy of these questions, and these are people that are hurting. These are people that are looking for answers. A lot of times the answers are right in front of you, but all answers are packaged with work. Work on yourself, work on making yourself better mentally, emotionally, and you don't need to tell other people, but you make the decision yourself. I'm going to do this. If you're not in shape, you go out and you start working out right now. Even if it's for 5 minutes, you go out and you take care of it. Here's one, 30, 60, 90 days. Enlightenment. And why hasn't this person gotten enlightenment? Time, surroundings, and health. So again, when I look at this, I say to myself, time. Everybody has the same amount of time. You make the time. 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. The only reason I don't train in any given day is because I'm lazy. Anytime you don't train is because you're lazy. Because there's nobody that's working 24 hours a day. In fact, I was traveling this week, and I will do workouts. I'll do Qi workouts, meditations, and I'll do some weight training sometimes. And this was a day that I wanted to get weight training in, and I just didn't feel like it. I had gone to a dinner, came back, I did a meditation, I felt good. But I said, you know what, I'm just going to watch some TV or Netflix or whatever it was, and maybe I'll work out tomorrow. But 11 o'clock at night, I got out of this bed in this hotel, and I said, F that, I'm going to work out. And I went and did a workout at 11 o'clock at night in the gym at the hotel. And when I came back, I felt great because I overcame that hurdle. Does that mean it was the best workout of my life? Probably not, but guess what? I did it. That's the key. So if you want to get access to this enlightenment, is you need to put in the flight time. Day in, day out, multiple times a day. That's how you're going to get it. And have your mind and body open to the possibilities of what it is that you want to accomplish. Okay, what's stopping you is time? Bullshit. Everyone has time. Surroundings, I don't know what that means. There are people that are stopping you from doing these things. If that's the case, you got to remove yourself from the situation or have them give you the flexibility to do what you need. And health, obviously, I don't know what that means either because I don't know what you mean by that. If you're in poor health, obviously there's so many different ways that could be. What I would say is figure out a way to get your mind away from the health. Again, since I don't know what the health issue is, I can't really comment on it. Here's somebody that says they want to learn high protection, telekinesis, telepathy, and other similar. Well, it all comes down to getting into training like this, focusing, building up your chi energy body, being able to externalize your chi energy, and then practicing on and on and on and on until you get good at those types of things. And believing that you can make it happen. That's how you're going to be able to get those things done. Okay? Here's, I'm trying to get stronger and keep my health up in my old age. So, okay, I'm 54, so I'm not getting any younger. At least that's what they say. But in my mind, I do get younger every day. You can play tricks on your mind. So, as you get older, keep my health up in my old age. Again, I'm assuming this person's in pretty good health and they're looking to keep it there. Well, the first thing is to have the mindset to keep it there. And the second thing is to do exercises that are going to be designed to keep your internal body flowing. That's really what we're teaching here, right? A lot of people are physical bodies. They can show their biceps and the six-pack abs and all that kind of stuff. But what's the internal like? How many people with six-pack abs fall dead? A lot, right? It happens. Same thing with people that are obese too, but it's the internal body. It's the internal musculature. It's the internal organs, how good they are. You got to focus on those organs and make them feel good, right? That's what's going to happen in order for you to keep your health in your old age. And again, I don't know how old you are, but the thing that's been holding this person back is time, forgetting to do the exercises, and computer trouble. Well, forget the computer trouble. You can get that fixed. Time, like I said before, everybody has time. Forgetting to do the exercises, put it on your refrigerator. Put it on your desk. Put it on your bedside. A note, must exercise. That's what you have to do. There's no way getting around the work. I wish there were. But actually, I don't wish there were. This makes it more enjoyable. Okay. Here's my biggest goal is self-confidence and less procrastination. It's a big thing, right? Everybody wants confidence. How do you get confidence? What is confidence? Confidence is the ability to pull something off. That's it, period. In whatever. Everyone is confident in some way. And so all you need to do in order to become confident in a way that you want to become confident is to connect where you're confident in other areas. Now, I've sat with people and they've said, oh, I'm not confident. And I'll say, okay, let's talk a little bit about that. What do you do for a living? Blah, blah, blah. We go through this whole list. And I can find the one thing that they're supremely confident in. Everyone is confident in something, whether it's cooking, cleaning, whether it's computers, whether it's technology, whether it's sports, whether it's finance, money, whatever the case might be. You can be confident. It's just a matter of knowing that you can pull something off. You might be incredibly strong and you know you're confident in lifting weights or whatever it is. There is something that you're confident about. You just need to take that and model it. And if you don't feel like you have something to model right now, again, read biographies, read autobiographies, watch YouTube videos on people that are confident, and model the people that are confident. Go out for one day and try to spot confident people. Talk to people and find out if they're confident. And the three things that are holding them back: self-doubt and low self-esteem, an attitude where everything has to be just perfect to complete a project, thus it goes unfinished, and then being disorganized. That's something you can fix right now. Self-doubt, low self-esteem comes back to the confidence. Self-doubt is because you're not working. The things that control you are fear and doubt. Action cures fear and it removes doubt. Because the better you get, the more you remove the doubt. So action. Take action on the self-doubt and low self-esteem stuff. You'll build your self-esteem by putting in the work. Even if you start the workout and you're terrible at it. No matter what it is that you're looking to do, if you start working, putting in the flight time, you will get better. Even though that first day, week, month, you might be terrible. But give yourself 3 months and you'll be great. An attitude where everything has to be perfect. This is a psychological problem. Is that I've had to overcome this as well and realize that not everything's going to be perfect. You get things done. You take action. You can always perfect things in the future. But if you got to get something done, get it done. And then you can reshape it from there. Get this idea of perfection out of your mind. It's a ridiculous concept. Nobody's perfect. The idea of perfection is for people that want to procrastinate, which obviously you are because you said that, right? And being disorganized, it's quite all right, but learn to get more organized. Ask yourself again the question: why am I disorganized? How am I disorganized? And then how can I be more organized? Answer those questions and you'll have the answer. It's not mystical, it's not magical. It's a matter of focus. Now, I'm gonna end on this one because it's a long one. But this says my biggest goal is to be able to manipulate chi energy to resolve some of my issues. I need to see some individuals reap repercussions for what they have done to me in keeping me from moving forward. I want revenge. Not in the sense of trying to hurt anyone, but allowing those individuals to realize that karma is real. I also need to be able to manipulate this energy to remove this negative halo around me in my life. I realize that it may take some time, but 60 to 90 days should suffice. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So this person wants to manipulate chi energy to resolve issues and essentially to get revenge, exact revenge against somebody. And this is a common thing. I've been this way in the past. And over the years, there have been times where I could want revenge. But the saying goes, justice is mine, saith the Lord, which means you don't need to get the revenge. You need to be better yourself. And as far as knowing that, wanting somebody to know that karma's there, right? I mean, that's kind of, I understand that, because it's one of those things where it's like somebody did you wrong, or you feel like, you want to get back at them. I've had it happen to me many times in business, in personal lives. So I've had it happen quite a few times. And on those people, instead of exacting revenge, I just said, I feel sorry for you because you made a mistake, and I'm a champion in my mind, body, and spirit, and you're not. And you'll pay that price, whatever that means. And that's what I did. That's how I made it. That's how I made it happen. Excuse me for just 1 second. Let me just... I didn't exact revenge. I felt sorry for him. The karma, did I care if they saw the karma or realized that it didn't matter? You've got to put that out of your mind. You see, what's happening is you're taking your chi energy, and you're focusing on this revenge concept, and it's stagnating your energy because you can't move away from it. You've got to take that issue, whatever it is, and you've got to place it into like a little box or a ball even, and just like a snowball, and you make that issue to about that big, to a grain of sand, and get rid of it. It does you no good to think about revenge and things like that. It sounds like it would be satisfying to you, but it never will be, because the issue will still be there to linger. You've got to take your energy and you've got to create this energy of power. I have an energy of power. Somebody does me wrong, it does affect me for a short while, but I move on. I can go into serious business issues where people have screwed me over in business and have cheated me and have stolen money from me, and I can look at it from a standpoint of focusing on it with revenge and things like that, but it doesn't help me, because then my energy is locked into this negativity state. My energy is not going to flow like that. My energy is going to flow freely. It's going to feel good all the time. I'm not going to be locked into this, right? If you have a negative halo around your head, get rid of it now. Take that energy, pull it out of your body. You see me do this a lot. It's simple, but that's how you do it. And just remove the halo. The negative halo is gone. Boom, like that. Don't fester on it. It doesn't take any longer than that to get rid of that. Don't think that it takes longer, because it doesn't. It definitely doesn't take longer. And what are the three things holding you back? Okay, the three biggest things that have held me back is negativity. That's pretty evident. Lack of confidence and a good mentor. Okay, so negativity is definitely something. You need to remove that immediately. Negativity in anyone's life is never good. It doesn't help you. It doesn't push you forward. And so you need to remove it immediately. Okay? Lack of confidence. Again, I talked about this before. You need to get that confidence. And everyone on this, watching this, can have confidence in something. And you can build confidence in anything you want by putting in flight time. By doing repetition over and over and over again, you can get confident in what you're doing. Plain and simple. That's how it works. You need to be able to focus. Okay? This guy's frustrated, or this gal's frustrated. Whoever this person is, they're frustrated. Okay? They want to be a good person, but they feel like they're negative because they've been, somebody's worked them over. They feel like they've been put through the ringer. Okay? Happens. Everybody goes through these situations, or most people do. At some point in your life, you go through things like that. I've gone through it with relationships. I've gone through it with business. I've gone through it with finances. So you just have to have this bulletproof shield. That doesn't mean that it's always going to shield you from everything. You're going to take some hits. You're going to take some damage. And what you need to do is you need to build up your confidence in yourself starting today. You need to forgive those people that did you wrong. I know that's a hard thing to do. You don't have to forget about it. Doesn't mean you're going to have them over your house for dinner, but you forgive them. It's a powerful concept to forgive somebody and to not worry about it anymore. Because if you hold it inside, the energy that you're holding inside with it is negative. That negative energy can turn into a physical energy that is bad for your health. It's bad for your mind. It's bad for other people. It's bad for all those around you. Don't have a negative halo around your head. If that's what you think you have, you need to get rid of it. You need to take that energy and just pull it down and listen to some good music. Meditate. It might take you a while to do it. It's okay. You don't expect to change negativity overnight because there's things that can set you back. Just like if you're trying to stay on a routine, a ritual, and something gets in your way. It happens. The key is that you want to stay focused and know that you can get better and better and better day by day, day by day, day by day. So again, when you look at 30, 60, 90 days, you can do a lot in 30, 60, 90 days. You can totally transform your life in 30, 60, 90 days. The question is, will you? I put this together for you, and hopefully I was able to give you some constructive information that is valuable to you. I don't want it to be something that you just go, oh, I don't care. This is specific to you, and of course I'm using my energy, my strong, powerful Qi energy. So if these questions are yours, you should feel that energy just coming into you. And it should hit you like a punch, but not like a physical punch that hurts. It should hit you like a punch that takes you back and wakes you up and allows you to understand that you have everything that you need. Now, obviously, this person talks about having a mentor. That's highly vital. Obviously, that's kind of what spurred this on, is that my new coaching program, which will be coming out very shortly. But you do want to have a mentor. You do want to have somebody that can guide you through the process. But here's the first thing. Think about this, is that if you look at any athlete that is good at a sport, and I love sports, so I relate to it well. I'm a martial artist. I played sports growing up, football, basketball, baseball, wrestling. I even did swimming. And so a coach can only help an athlete that is already in motion, that is already doing the task. A coach can't do the work for you. You have to do the work. And then once you get that work going, and you're getting yourself built up to a period of time where you feel like, hey, I'm getting this confidence. I'm gaining momentum. I'm building up my energy. I'm building up my mind force. Then a coach can take you and tweak you. And he can start to move you this way, maybe move you that way, maybe move you this way or back this way, and tweak you a little bit. But it's going to take you putting in the effort. Now, what can you do to put in the effort? Number one, Mind Force Library. The Mind Force Library is probably the least expensive way that you can get access to learning these fantastic techniques. There are so many great techniques in that entire volume of books that you can immediately use to up your energy, your mind force, your psychic abilities, all of the things that people mentioned here. It's dirt cheap for what you're getting, but it does take a little bit of money. And, I would save up for that, because you could follow just that and get great results. That's if you put in the time and you read it, but you don't just read, you read and you apply. Just like the Mind Force Manifesto. Go get that first, it's free. And read it. But don't just read it, apply it. Take each principle and apply it, underline it, write it down, rewrite it, write it down, rewrite it every day if you have to start to learn. This is how you get good at stuff. This is how I got good at stuff. I'd still get good at things this way. Constantly. I'm constantly listening to things that I can learn more from. I'm constantly writing things down on my phone. I'm constantly writing them down in my book, right? This book is filled with my notes of different things that I learn about. You need to do the same thing. Become a student of life. Become a student of power. Become a student of how you want to be in this world. That's my advice. Now, obviously, you can take a look at many of my, if you get my actually, I'll include my products page in the link here, and you can go to that and you can pick and choose what you might want to take a look at, or nothing. It's fine. I'm good either way. And I've enjoyed sharing this information with you, I hope. And I know that on some of these cases I might have come across with this energy that's kind of forceful, but I want it to be strong enough energy that it wakes you up. That you say, I have just been not looking at things the right way. Don't speak negatively. You speak negatively here, it goes right in your mind. I'm poverty. I'm in poverty. Okay, I'm poor. I have no confidence. I lack self-esteem. No, you got to start telling yourself, I have great confidence. Okay, so let's say, let me give you this tip. This is a tip that's going to help you in anything you want to do. So you want to gain confidence. Let's say you're confident at cooking something. Just one thing. There's one thing that you're confident at cooking. Maybe it's rice. Maybe it's, coffee. I don't know, whatever. And you could say to yourself, I am so confident in making the best rice ever. I'm so confident in that. And what I'm going to do is, as I look back at my life and realize how I learned how to do that, it took time to get good at that based on years of doing it. I'm now going to transfer that type of thought process to the confidence in being who I want to be. And what that might mean is taking courses. That might mean being involved in groups. Might mean going to the library. Might mean reading more, listening more, understanding more. It might be a lot of work, but I'm committed to do that because I want to have the confidence in this particular area. And then when you do your meditations and you sit and you meditate, right? And meditation's simple, it's just sitting there. You could sit like this, you could sit like this, you could sit with your hands here, and you, in your mind, you take that confidence and you connect it. That confidence of cooking that rice and the confidence with being who you want to be. And after many times of doing that, all of a sudden, it starts to integrate. And you get little snippets of seeing that change happen for the better. And again, it doesn't happen all at once. Sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forwards, 1 step back. But if you've ever understood that concept, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, that means you're still getting a step ahead. And sometimes that's the way building these things up is. However, on the long term, it allows you to get better, faster than anyone else. Because what might happen in the future as you start to get more and more confident is 5 steps, 1 step back. 7 steps, 1 step back. 10 steps, 1 step back. You see what I'm saying? And hopefully you understand what I'm talking about here. Conceptualize it. Get the Mind Force Manifesto. Read through it. Apply the information. There's so much great information in there that will allow you to immediately change your life if you will put in the work. You got to put in the work, folks. I've enjoyed sharing with you. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic weekend. So long.